WCBI News at 6 starts now.
Thank you for joining us tonight. This time yesterday, emergency crews were just beginning to look at damage caused by a cluster of powerful tornadoes that tore through North Mississippi. One of those touched down in Guntown. Winds reaching over 100 miles an hour left several families without a place to call home. Our Stephanie Poole joins us in the studio with more on how residents and the town are coming together to begin the long road to recovery. Stephanie.
Yes, Andrea, over 30 homes were destroyed, but in the midst of chaos, there's hope. Community members and emergency and management officials were already out repairing roofs and helping residents clean up what's left of their homes.
It was the most shocking and terrifying thing I've ever seen in my life. I have no words to describe what I'm feeling.
When the EF2 tornado ripped through Brad Pointer's home, it left nothing but debris and broken glass behind.
I was coming down the street. I got here about 2 minutes before it hit, and it was really, really gray, like dark and gray. So my stepson and I went into the bedroom where I have a walk-in closet, and about the time we got the door shut, it got really bad.
Pointer says that's when his world was turned upside down forever.
I heard like this huge booming sound, like a cannon going off, like really, really loud, like in the most intense sound I've ever heard. And then it got quiet. We step out of the closet about 2 minutes later, and we see the sky. I'm just like, are you serious?
Most neighbors are facing the same reality. LaQuisha and Emmanuel Miller says they were watching TV in their living room when the tornado struck.
My cousin texted me, she said, get in your safe place. And right then, when I grabbed my baby and we ran for the room, that's when our garage it was blown in.
Although the Millers don't have as much damage, they're still left to clean up shattered windows and a weather-worn roof.
We have water leaks everywhere.
Mayor Bud Herring hopes the road to recovery will be a smooth process over the next several weeks.
Our emergency team are out there assessing the damage and to see what we need to do, maybe to apply for state or federal assistance. Contacted by several agencies, churches, all up through the South that have crews that come out and will assist in that. And as soon as we get to that point, what's needed, I'm going to contact these people and see if we get them to help as well.
Meanwhile, neighbors are helping neighbors get through the first days.
I just think it's great that people are coming, from all over to help us. People have been stopping by, asking if we need anything, offering, food and places to stay. We've had a lot of people reach out to us and help.
And don't take life for granted, ever. It's here 1 minute, but it can be gone the next.
If you're interested in donating to affected families in Guntown, donations can be dropped off at Guntown City Hall Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Well, on this first day of recovery, emergency agencies are making sure that families and individuals there don't have to face things alone. The American Red Cross is partnering with Lowe's to help repair roofs and clean up debris in these affected neighborhoods. Homeowners will be given tarps, wood, and other supplies. And if you need assistance with repairs, Lowe's will have workers on site to help you with those repairs. Red Cross representatives say this assistance will be available there in Guntown over the next several days.
Also checking on people, making sure there's no medical emergencies that we need to be aware of. And the other thing is make sure that people who have lost their home are finding some way to get shelter, be with a neighbor, a friend, have they rented a hotel room, and etc.
And for families and individuals who are displaced, the Guntown Community Center and some area churches are serving as evacuation locations.
Well, I found my elf hat. I'm looking pretty good right here. Santa behind me. We're at Cannon Ford in Starkville. And look at what Santa's doing. He's taking one of those big red bows, putting it on that beautiful car right there. Wouldn't you love to see something like that in your driveway for Christmas? A week from tomorrow, Christmas Day. The weather is actually looking pretty good for Christmas. We'll have more here about what's going on in Cannon Ford coming up in just a little bit. Let's talk about the chilly weather. Hopefully that car right there has some heated seats. I think it does. You probably need them this evening. Let's talk about your forecast. We've got temperatures now in the 30s across our region, if you can believe it. Yesterday, mid-70s, but currently we are in the 30s across our region. Oh, come on, weather computer, work with me tonight. See the magic of TV. There go the numbers. So we are in the 30s here this evening. It's a chilly one. The wind's going to relax later on, but we have a bit of a wind chill out there right now. That was our Alpha Insurance camera in downtown Columbus. We're still overcast. The clouds will gradually clear on out. The wind chill down to 24 currently in Oxford. Lows tonight will be down into the 20s, but hey, the sun is going to return for the next couple of days here. We will have some pretty nice weather to do some holiday shopping. We'll have more with Santa, more with what's going on down here at Cannon Ford coming up in full weather in just a few minutes.
When the owner of the Tardy Furniture store and 3 employees were shot and killed 23 years ago, it was a big local story. It was even a statewide story. Well, after 2 decades, 6 trials, and a podcast, it is now national news. On Monday, the man accused of those crimes was released from jail on bond. Our Cash Matlock joins us in the studio now with more on what lies ahead for Curtis Flowers.
Andrea, this case could go in a few different directions. In the next few weeks, we'll know if there will be another trial or a dismissal. But a dismissal doesn't necessarily mean it's over. Curtis Flowers is home, but he isn't free. Many are wondering what happens next.
Either get ready for trial and try to get the evidence together to prosecute the case, to try to offer a plea deal to Mr. Flowers if he'll consider one. I don't know that he will. And see if you can resolve the case that way. And the third option is to dismiss the charge if you believe that you no longer have sufficient evidence to prosecute it.
Dismissing the indictment would be up to the prosecution.
At that point, if you dismiss the charges, Mr. Flowers would be, for the most part, exonerated. He's presumed innocent at this point, and it would be as if the charges couldn't be proved, and therefore he would be considered innocent under our laws.
When someone is declared not guilty by a panel of 12 jurors, the case can never be tried again. That's not how it works with a dismissal.
What a dismissal would mean is they're not going to prosecute it for whatever reason. They don't have to really give a reason. They can just agree to dismiss it, and they may or may not bring it up. Say, for example, if there became some kind of evidence in favor of the state may choose to pick it up at that point.
Defense attorney Rob McDuff has made it clear that his client is hoping for a dismissal, but is fully prepared for whatever decision the DA's office will make.
We will be moving forward on our motion to dismiss the charges, and we will continue to press this case forward. If they are not dismissed, we will be ready for a 7th trial at which we fully believe Curtis Flowers will be found not guilty.
If Flowers is tried for a 7th time, it could be years before the case fully comes to a close.
I would assume the court would do it as quickly as possible. The more time that goes by means the more time the witnesses' memories fade, witnesses may pass away, witnesses are no longer in the area, and you have to bring all those people back to try a case that's 20 years old. It gets very difficult to do that in any kind of situation, whether you're on the defense side or the prosecution side.
Another option would be for Curtis Flowers to accept a plea deal. However, that seems unlikely since he's standing by his declaration of innocence.
Starkville police arrest a man in connection to a weekend shooting. 39-year-old Jesse Carpenter is facing charges of attempted murder, possession of a stolen firearm, and possession of a weapon by a felon. Police say the arrest stems from a shooting on Carver Drive. It happened Sunday morning. SPD officers were called to OCH Regional Medical Center. In the report of a gunshot victim, this was just before 3 a.m. Carpenter's bond is set at $500,000. He's expected to be in court tomorrow. A report of stolen checks leads officers in Tishomingo County to a cache of meth. Tishomingo County deputies and Belmont police officers went to a home in Iuka to follow up on a lead of several people who were believed to have stolen checks from a business in the Belmont area and then passed those checks at area businesses. Officers got word that one of the suspects, J.C. Sonny Johnson, was on his way to the home. They tried to stop Johnson, but he led them on a chase, throwing items from the vehicle as he went. Highway patrolmen tried to stop him with stop sticks. He tried to run, but was captured by deputies. Investigators reportedly found paraphernalia and a large amount of methamphetamine in the vehicle. Johnson is charged with felony possession of meth, felony tampering with evidence, and felony fleeing. He's on probation for drug convictions and under indictment on charges of possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. Johnson's bond was set at $10,000. Ackerman police need your help identifying this man. They say he tried to spend bogus money, that is, at a store. The man in the picture is accused of trying to spend a fake $100 bill at Dollar General. If you have any information or if you think you recognize the man in this picture, call the Ackerman Police Department. Meanwhile, the Lowndes County Sheriff's Office is asking for your help finding a star-spangled cycle. This 1992 Harley Davidson was taken on December 15th from a house on Wolf Road. The stolen bike has an American flag design on it. If you have any information about where it is, call the Lowndes County Sheriff's Office or Golden Triangle Crime Stoppers. The Columbus Police Department is working its way back up to full staff. Columbus councilmen are expected to add another officer to the force. If that person is hired at tonight's meeting, that would increase the number of officers to 56. Also on the agenda, the swearing in of 3 officers who were hired recently. Under the current hiring freeze, the Columbus Police Department is allowed to maintain 61 officers. CPD has hosted a number of job fairs to try to attract more applicants. Well, it's a favorite holiday tradition, but this year deer hunters need to pay extra attention. At least 2 more cases of chronic wasting disease have been confirmed in Mississippi deer. State wildlife officials, are waiting on further testing to confirm results on 10 other cases where deer tested positive. 11 of the deer were taken in Benton County. The other was taken in Marshall County. Both of those counties are on the state line with Tennessee. Tennessee had 150 confirmed cases of chronic wasting disease this season. Before this year, Mississippi's total number was 19. Chronic wasting disease is a contagious neurological disease that causes the brains of infected animals to break down, resulting in weight loss, abnormal behavior, and death. Some generous donations from some of their neighbors will have children all across Lowndes County riding in style. We find out who's making it all possible when we come back.
You're watching WCBI's News at 6 with Andrea Self.
Welcome back. More than 100 children will surely have a great Christmas thanks to some cheerful givers. The Community Benefit Committee will be delivering 150 bicycles to children across Lowndes County who were registered for this Christmas. Some of the bicycles were donated, others were purchased with money raised at this year's haunted house. There are still children left on the nice list, so donations for more bikes are still being accepted.
We have people that used to live here in Columbus who purchased bikes, who cash out the benefit committee, who wanted to just be a part of something good that was happening here in Columbus. Most of these bikes are go out to neighborhoods and kids that parents are either laid off or can't afford to do Christmas for them. So we try to bridge that gap with the Community Benefit Committee, bridge that gap with the parents and try to help them out during Christmas.
Now, children that were registered from Lowndes County will get their new bikes tomorrow. Kiddos in Columbus will get theirs the day before Christmas Eve.
Well, I'm sitting here next to Santa, and all I can think of, what's in my stocking this year, Santa? Coal or this car over here?
I think it'll be coal, Keith.
You heard it here first. I guess I've been naughty this year for Christmas. We'll have your forecast next.
WCBI First Alert AccuWeather Forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
Great to see you again here from Cannon, Ford, and Starkville. I've got Jim Grisham here, and a lot of folks may be in the market for a new car, but you also do things other than sell cars. You have great cars in a lot, but you may want to get some service, maybe some body workshop done, right?
Yeah, we have an award-winning service department, and if you happen to be on the road and you find a deer, we also have a great body shop out here.
And I can attest, I've seen many deer over the last couple of days, had to slam on my brakes, and no doubt you're going to be doing a lot of those repairs this year.
Yes, we will. We've already had a few come through, so if you need anything, we still have, on our cars, we have 0% on the F-150s, 2019s, so come on in while that lasts.
All right, and a week from tomorrow is Christmas Day, so time is running out if you really want to get one of those big red bows in your driveway before Christmas, right?
Yes, that's true. And kids, if you want to get a great Christmas present, talk your parents into coming and buying a Ford or a Lincoln.
And some of those Lincolns have some of those really fancy entertainment centers in them, right?
Real fancy. I mean, you can watch movies on these things now.
All right, good deals here at Cannon Ford in Starkville, and of course, this is the place to be this time of year, right?
Yeah, you know what our motto is here at Cannon Ford Lincoln of Starkville, don't you?
Go for it.
Nobody beats a Cannon deal. Nobody.
All right, folks, you heard it here first from this guy, and where's Santa? There he is right back there. You believe us, right? All right, let's talk about your forecast here. And again, can you believe it? It's a week to go before Christmas. Let's talk about the forecast for next Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. We are looking at temperatures in the 60s here. Pretty nice early next week as we get past the holidays, as we get past this weekend, which will include a little bit of rain. All right, so the holidays should be okay. Here's a look at our Alpha Insurance Camera Network. We do have temperatures in the 30s. It's still overcast in many spots. We will gradually thin out those clouds as we go throughout the course of the night. The big front that moved through here yesterday is finally moving away from the region. High pressure is coming on in, so it will be large and in charge here, folks. Just get ready for a chilly night tonight, down into the 20s. The winds will relax tomorrow. We're looking at lots and lots of sunshine, temperatures well into the 40s. A shot at 50 degrees. Let's just keep it at 48, 49, just to be on the safe side here at this point. But it's going to be a pretty nice Wednesday for us. High pressure, as I mentioned, coming on into the region. Let's see high pressure roll on in here, and we're going to love this weather here for the next few days. If you do have any holiday shopping, this is the time to do it. The weekend, we do have a chance for a few showers here. I think the heaviest rain is going to be just off to our southeast, but we'll continue to watch that system as it develops here. So we do have a little bit of rain in the forecast for your weekend. Temperatures stay in the 50s here, so seasonably cool. We actually had a few festive flurries in the region today with these low clouds, but tomorrow, Thursday, lots of sunshine. There's that weekend, as we talked about early next week. Pretty good start to the holiday weekend. So Santa, Jim, been a great time here at Cannon Ford. We'll see you back here for the weather tonight at 9 and 10. Let's send it back to you guys in Columbus.
He looks like he's been extra nice this year. Another high school football season in the books. Find out which team was named as the end zone's best when we come back.
Your WCBI Sports with Courtney Robb is brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Go further.
When you hear of a team finishing the regular season with a 10-2 overall record, it's not normally considered underachieving, unless that team is the Alabama Crimson Tide. Although Alabama finished with a berth to the Citrus Bowl and just those two losses, the fact that Alabama failed to be a top 25 team this season continues to loom. Now, head coach Nick Saban and the Tide set the team's sights on the Citrus Bowl. Alabama facing Michigan, and the Wolverines have plenty of their own motivation after closing out the season with a 56-27 loss to Ohio State. Coach Saban reiterating to his players on the importance of paying attention to detail and doing the little things right.
I think everybody's got to refocus their mindset, and playing in this game. We're playing a very good team in Michigan, and I'm sure that they have their reasons for having their motivation to try to vindicate, some of the things that happened in their season. And I also think that we have a lot of reasons to, want to play well, to, sort of indicate some of the disappointments that we've had in our season.
There's still a little time until bowl action begins. In case you missed it, Mississippi State is headed to Nashville, Tennessee to take on Louisville in the Music City Bowl. The matchup between the Bulldogs and the Cardinals will be on December 30th, kickoff at 3 p.m. You can watch it on ESPN. We'll also have all that coverage for you right here on WCBI. The Alabama Crimson Tide, on the other hand, won't play Michigan until we are in the new year, in the new decade. The Tide and the Wolverines matchup in the Citrus Bowl down in Orlando, Florida, January 1st of 2020. Kickoff at noon Central. You can catch the game on ABC or tune in here for highlights on WCBI as well. Just last week, ICC guard Tabria Gandy hit the game winner that gave the Indians the 66-64 victory over Northwest Mississippi Community College. As of today, Gandy has been named the MACJC Women's Basketball Player of the Week. Gandy shined all around in the matchup to Northwest, the Starkville native finishing with a double-double of 22 points, 11 rebounds. She also had 5 assists and 2 steals. ICC head coach Robin Porter saying the honor is simply Gandy's hard work paying off. The Indians get back to action on Saturday, January 4th against Volunteer State Community College in Tennessee. This year, 5 teams from the WCBI End Zone viewing area venture to state championships and returned home as title winners. Those 5 including the Oxford Chargers, the West Point Green Wave, the Corinth Warriors, the Heritage Academy Patriots, and the Nanaoya Warriors. Now it's time for one of them to be named as our WCBI End Zone Player of the Year, or rather Team of the Year. As the only undefeated team in Northeast Mississippi, the honor goes to the Heritage Academy Patriots. The Pats finishing a dominant 2019 season with the MAIS 5A state title, a perfect 14-0 record while outscoring opponents on average 39-8. The state championship marked the second ever in school history, led by head coach Sean Harrison and followed with a talented group of seniors, offensive lineman Eli Acker, as well as quarterback Carter Putt.
Phenomenal season for sure for that.
Yes, but of course, a fantastic season for all those other teams. But
Absolutely.
Heritage takes home Team of the Year for us.
All right, well, we will be right back with a last look at the forecast. Stay with us. Courtney, we're all out of time. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday night, everybody.